Why won't Bitcoin go? Why won't it go? Buckle the fuck in, cause this ride is gonna be volatile. So strap in, get your snacks, get your water, cause it's gonna be a long one. Let's get it. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is financial entertainment only. Please do your own research so we can all get paid. Welcome back to another video, guys, where I bring you on my journey to not only live the life that I want to live, collect money passively, scaling a digital online business, if you would consider a conglomerate of cover call ETFs and things that pay me passive income, a business, then that's what it is. But also where I'll walk you through on my psychological journey. So, as you guys know, there's been a lot of buzz in the market recently as it comes to Bitcoin. Strategy is in a death spiral. Stretch is gonna crash the Bitcoin market. Everything is going to zero. Yeah, no. Even if it does, though, I don't really care. I mean, that's the honest truth. See, guys, everybody has been so emotional. But the truth is, like, who cares? Like, oh, Bitcoin dropped 50%. Nobody talks about gold when gold dropped 50, 80, 90%. Nobody's talking about silver. Silver is down 50, 60% right now. Like, come on, man. Don't play with me. Know what you're buying. And if you feel like it's gonna go to zero and you're panicking, you're probably over allocated. So stop buying it. Yes, the best time to buy is on dips when it's down aggressively, but if you don't have the conviction, just hold. Selling, probably a bad idea. Look, as of right now, the S&P is still, SP 500 is still flying. QQQ is still up there. Yes, they're down a little bit. I think QQQ is like 4.5% off its all-time highs, whatever. Gold is in a slump right now, and as we know, Bitcoin is dead once again. So, what are we doing in this market and why? Well, pretty simply, we're not doing much. Like, yes, I'm still collecting passive income. My passive income has dwindled down from $200 a week back down to $100 something a week. All I'm doing is consistently adding back in a percentage-based way into my positions, into things that are below their 200 weekly simple moving average. And for the rest, I'm not doing anything. See, sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Like, look, we all have ADHD brain. We were brought up into this crazy, overstimming ass world. Sometimes you gotta learn how to relax and not do jack. Like, look, the system is working. We keep collecting weekly income. There's not always a good time or place to keep funneling that income back into. Simple as that. As we continue our journey, the focus is stick to the plan, stay disciplined, stay humble, and keep collecting. And look, I'm not saying it's easy, because it can be very, 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 very difficult to do what I'm talking about. But just try to stay sane. If it's too much for you, if you can't withstand a 50% drawdown, close your brokerage account, just walk away and just move on. Now, if you're living off that money, that can be really hard, like me. I mean, right now I'm unemployed, living off of scraps. But somehow, hey, we're still out here doing it. We're still keeping our head on straight. We're still not selling our assets. And we're doing our best to enjoy the journey. I want to make sure that y'all are okay, because it's not easy. It's mentally draining. But don't let the system play those types of games with your head. Why? Because, listen, I'm going to ask you, what's the difference between your portfolio and the amount that you have drawing down 50%, or having the same amount of money in your bank account, but the price of everything keeps going sky high? What would you rather? Would you rather keep getting priced out, or would you rather deal with the volatility? Me personally, I would rather deal with the volatility. I also want to remind everybody, look, like, if you miss the time to market, it's okay. If you're not in the thing that's popping, it's okay. You know, this goes back to one of those arguments I talk about a lot. Like, are you an investor or are you a trader? Because if you're an investor, you're worried about your performance on a 10-year time frame. If you're a trader, you're worried about your performance quarter to quarter, month to month, week to week. So keep your head on straight. If you're just a normal everyday investor, it's the summertime, markets are slowing down, nothing really going on. We still are at war. That is completely re-escalated. As far as the day-to-day goes, you know, just keep your head on straight. Buy the things that are low, near their 200-week simple moving average. That's something that I personally love to use as an indicator. And just ride it out, man. Just ride it out. Oh, it's getting sunny out here. You see me squinting. There's one final thing I want to talk about today before we take it inside and I show you guys exactly what I'm buying and why this week. I should say last week, because I am making this video a week late, so this video is going to come out early, and then later in the week I have another video come out. But the one thing I want to talk about to you guys is this. It is hard to time the market if you're still looking for information, because a lot of these people out here are actually traders. They're not actually macro investors. So just watch out if you guys are still new to the space and trying to decide what to invest in. Usually the best things to invest in are being talked poorly about, quite frankly. So keep that in mind. But with that, I'll catch up with you guys when I go back inside, so I can tell you exactly what I'm seeing, exactly what I'm doing, and exactly why. Let's get it. Yep. Back in my room, here we go. What did we buy last week and why? I actually did not buy gold this week. Why? Pretty simply because my liquidity is running low. I'm making less and less every week, and so I have decided to stop my gold purchases. I have been buying technical levels in my swing account. Also realized that I actually have some physical gold, so my allocation per my portfolio, like percentage wise, is actually fine. The reason I was stacking gold harder is because I wanted to get that percentage allocation up. But as I invest more and more and understanding more and more the ebbs and flows of the market, I'm choosing to invest more selectively. So if gold reaches its 200 weeks of moving average, I will start to go crazy on gold. But until then, I'll buy more selectively. But all that to say, I would have added a little bit of gold last week, but I didn't because my liquidity is low. All right, so what else did I buy? You guys already know I am buying MicroStrategy. Well, I should say strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy. Why? Because we are below the 200-week simple moving average. And if I'm buying a strategy, you know I'm buying MSTY. Now, not only are they both below their 200-week simple moving average, but Bitcoin is riding it. So I want to be accumulating the leveraged version of Bitcoin for myself. I love strategy. I love what they're doing. And unlike most people, I'm not really scared. So that brings me to the next purchase. STRC. Yes, I am buying more STRC. Why? Because for me, it's the best fixed income proxy to Bitcoin. I did add some SATA, but I don't really buy it like that. I like strategy and the way that strategy is structured better as far as their preferred stock goes and their collateralization goes, versus SATA. I do own SATA in another account, but I just did not add to it. Silver, I'll be looking for an entry. Let's go to the monthly. Silver, I'll be looking for an entry down here near this double top. That could be nice. Let's look at S&P 500. Like I said, go to a daily time frame. We're literally only 1.2% from all-time highs. I just can't bring myself to buy it. QQQ, like I said, is, whoops, that was a little high. About 4% from all-time highs. Can't buy it. I need them both to come down. I had purchased a little bit of Ethereum a while ago. If this is something that you're into, now is not a bad time to be accumulating, as we're below that weekly 200 simple moving average right here. Ooh, the dailies actually crossed the weekly when it crossed back over. That could be interesting. I plan to buy more when we reach this level here. We just have not reached it. And yeah, let's check on some of one of our other trades here. Microsoft doing some interesting things. I had set a buy down here. It did not hit. And it looks like we are starting to climb back up here. We'll see what happens. And we are literally playing around with that 200 week simple moving average. Very, 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 very interesting stuff for me. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Like I said, the market's kind of boring. That's really why I didn't talk about it, and more focused on the psychological aspects. Really, these are just thoughts that I have, even for a split second, if I have to process them. I think it's something that definitely should be brought to light, because in my opinion, one of the hardest things to do in the markets is just stay convicted, stay psychologically sane, and not let the markets age you. For me, at this point in my life, and the amount of time I've been in the markets, sometimes it gets to me, but I'm starting really not to care. Like, I'm convicted in the assets that I'm in. If I feel over allocated, then I just stop buying them. Like, simple as that. And I move on. If there's nothing to buy, there's nothing to buy. You just collect, and you let some interest pay you. I mean, I think I collect like 3% of my Robinhood, whatever. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Peace, love, harmony. I'm out, family. See you in the next one.